both YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Great, 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 great. Good evening, good evening, good evening. So, uh, yours truly, Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates. And we promised you a live with 30 minutes after the time promised, but that was just because we just had some, some things that we needed to deal with. So, of course, I'm joined this afternoon or this evening with Miss Karishma Ramdan, who is one of our senior medical consultants and blood microscopist at Batson and Associates. And we have some questions from this morning, right? That was the whole purpose of this program that we're going to do for you guys. We're going to answer some questions. So I don't know if you will you want to start off.
Yes, so we'll just hold on a few, let the lives build up, and then
we'll actually start.
But this morning, you had a really amazing program. It was just really while before service started for me.
Good,
and
good.
A lot of people sending their questions concerning. I think you're talking about high blood
pressure. We spoke about this morning.
And, so those are some of the questions that some of them would have highlighted during the program. So the first question that I have is, I have a button over my left eye, the eyelid. Any suggestion?
Okay. Well, keep in mind, too, guys, we are live on our social media platforms. Let me say a pleasant good evening to Miss Vidya Abdul. As usual, she says good evening, all in the house. Miss Natasha Phillips, blessings to you. Keep in mind, we are live on Facebook. We are Batson Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. And on TikTok, we are Batson and Associates. The thing is, when you're talking about a button, I don't know if it's a sty she's referring to. There's actually sometimes you get growths above the eye, the eyelid. Or sometimes the upper lid or the lower lid. In some instances, you actually have cases where you have like those fine hairs, the eyelash, that actually could be an ingrown eyelash, or in some cases, what is referred to as a sty. And styes are actually a number, or you get styes for a number of reasons. One, sometimes you might need to get your eyes tested because of strain in your eyes that could cause problems. Ladies, sometimes with your makeup and not actually cleaning your eyes properly because it actually blocks up some of those pores there and can cause some problems. So what I would suggest you do, at least, there are some instances where you can actually use like some warm compress on it, but if it is something that you find you're getting up on a consistent basis, then you should check at least the optometrist to see if it is you need glasses.
Yes, definitely. So question number 2 says, Dr. Batson, my friend in St. Lucia is going blind with glaucoma.
Whoa.
The doctors there can't seem to help him. Can I purchase the eye optics formula, IT and Santolan for him to try, or what do you suggest?
Okay, so glaucoma. What you could do is actually let us know the numbers. The thing is, and this morning I was speaking about that. When you look at glaucoma, you have different types of glaucoma. You have open angled and closed angle glaucoma. Now, the thing with glaucoma has a lot to do with intracranial pressure in the brain. So if you have poor circulation in the cerebral hemisphere, the likelihood of you getting glaucoma is significantly increased. You having glaucoma and maintaining glaucoma is also increased because of not having that proper circulation in the brain. It is very, very important. And even in what I was making mention of when I was discussing hypertension, is that a lot of persons with hypertension also have glaucoma. Right? Because hypertension is a clear indication of poor circulation in the body. Right? And it's very dangerous because the thing is, high blood pressure seems to be is a very volatile thing. So the slightest thing, of course, it is problems associated with stress. If it is you get very angry, you can actually have a very elevated blood pressure, and you can actually get a stroke as a result of that. Now, with the situation with the glaucoma, the eye optics formula, IT is also something I would recommend. The circulation regeneration team,
definitely,
as well as the Santulan, yes, but not Santulan now, because most likely that person has some serious dehydration problems.
Correct, yes.
Not drinking sufficient amount of water, and as a result of that, they have that situation. So those, I believe, going to help. There's a product we carry at Batson Associates, which is a organic bilberry, high concentration, as very good product. Optimizer is a very good product as well, even though we will get Optimizer, God's willing, like
Yes.
maybe the next week, 2 weeks. But that actually helps to improve blood circulation in the brain.
Correct.
So there are a number of things. What I suggest that person could do is at least reach out to us so that we could get some more information and actually do a consultation for that person. Keep in mind our international consultation number is 1-868. 86 is of course our area code, telephone number 373-2388. Again, that's 868-373-2388.
Yes, and I think that this client who maybe listened to you a couple of times, hence the reason they would have made mention to certain products. So it's a way of the IT, the Optics Plus, to help that individual, which is very good. And the online consultation is very, very simple. You can get the help very quickly because we dealt with one recently last week, from Canada.
Right.
And that person is organizing to get her products, So why the wait? There's no wait, we can help so many individuals, we can help so many persons,
Right.
By just sending us a message, and the appointment dates is given very quickly, we try to facilitate our international clients as quickly as possible because that's the reason, they have a lot of time difference as well too. So, we go all out for our clients. I know you as well, that's one of the things that we try, at Batson and Associates to instill our clients, first and foremost in everything.
One thing too as well, I mean, based on what we are, let me say a pleasant good evening to Miss Joan Williams Road. She says good night to the best doctor. Thank you very much, Miss Cathy Samaru, Miss Elizabeth Mary. Pleasant good evening to you. In addition to that, anyway, go ahead. Ask the next question.
Okay.
I'm gonna touch on a point in a little bit.
Okay, so the next question is, Dr. Batson, what is diverticulitis? Can you explain, please?
Right. Diverticulitis is actually an inflammatory bowel condition where you have like pockets in the lining of the intestine. So you think it's the way your intestine is, naturally there are some folds in the intestine. Persons who have diverticulitis, you actually have like pockets or holes in the intestines. And what happens is these become infected.
Yes.
Because it's not a smooth area, and as a result, you find a number of things could actually build up inside of there and cause serious problems with infection.
Yes.
So diverticulitis is an inflammatory bowel condition. It is a condition that is usually as a result of not drinking sufficient amounts of water.
Yes.
Excessive sugar is going to cause serious problems with that. I always tell persons, sugar is like the root problem. I mean, oil is bad.
Yes.
Dairy is bad as well. But sugar is like 1,000 times dangerous because what you have to do understand with sugar significantly increases inflammation in the body.
It does.
And we know, of course, inflammation is the root cause of all issues.
Yeah.
Right? So that's something that you need to pay very close attention to. Your fiber intake is also very important. What I would also recommend as well, there's a product that we carry at Batson and Associates, which is stem cell digestive. And we actually have to get some of that for some clients that we have here. What that product does, and I was very impressed with that product because of how it actually brings back balance in the gastrointestinal system.
Correct.
So again, that's something that you need to pay very close attention to.
Yes, for sure. So our next question. Hi, for the past 3 weeks, I am feeling dizzy when I stand up. Can you tell me what causes this dizzy, please?
Okay, dizziness. The medical term for dizziness or consistent dizziness in the body is actually known as vertigo. Right? Now you have vertigo and you have vertigo.
Yes.
With the vertigo is the skin condition. So vertigo is actually an indication of imbalance and you have problems with dizziness. Now, a number of things could cause vertigo. You could have problems with your ears because we know your ear plays a significant role in balance. Or maintaining balance in the body, rather. It could also be, in my personal experience, I have always realized that persons who have lack of sufficient blood flow to the brain always has that problem. Hence the reason.
Our 2 testings would prove that for sure.
Exactly. And that's why we always tell persons about the live nutritional blood cell analysis. We also tell persons about the magnetic resonance analysis scan as well, simply because those particular types of scan actually helps in looking at the blood flow to the brain.
Yes.
So those of you who are listening, those of you who may have persons who are ill, keep in mind that is what we do at Batson Associates. One of the things that we have done now, and I am very specific with this, is regardless of what test you bring to us,
Yes.
once you are present in the physical, and can be present, we will do your blood analysis, do your magnetic resonance analysis scan, especially the live and the dry blood,
Yes.
simply because of the biological terrain. We're actually
Yes.
able to see oxidative stress. We're able to see a number of different things in the body. So it's vitally important that we, again, look at those numbers, and we're actually able to tell you exactly how much blood you get in your brain,
Yes,
get
yes.
to the brain.
Yes.
So that's something that, and we have actually had experience with a number of persons, Ms. Ramdan, who have actually had issues associated with poor circulation to the brain.
Yes.
And they did CTs, they did MRIs, and they came back good.
Yes.
It's only when they came to Batson and Associates and we did our resonance scanning and whatnot, we were actually able to help correct that situation.
Correct.
Because of what we were able
And
to
the
see.
figure was really, really low.
It was. And that's why I always tell persons circulation is such an important thing. This morning I was quite detailed as regards to pulmonary hypertension and
Right.
pulmonary circulation, because a lot of persons have circulation and they don't know that they have pulmonary hypertension, which is the most dangerous type of hypertension to have, simply because that actually affects the circulation above the heart. So brain, eyesight, I mean, you're an easy candidate for a stroke with that, and that is why I was really highlighting to individuals this morning the importance of checking your numbers. You have to maintain some sort of process in terms of managing and monitoring. Very, very important.
That's so true. One of the things that we also let our clients know about when coming to high blood pressure is do not take medication without testing your
correct.
blood pressure or blood sugar. It is important to know your readings, and it's important to test that blood pressure every day, exact same time,
correct.
Because during the day things change,
the blood pressure fluctuates.
And we recommend, as you wake up, you do a couple stretches, a little deep breathing, and you could test your blood pressure, Keep in mind, because at the end of the day, we want to deal with the root cause of the problem. If you haven't rested properly at night, you may get a high reading, but that doesn't say that your pressure would always be that way.
Correct.
And we have a lot of people, a lot of clients who have gotten great results with hypertension for the past couple of weeks. I find that we are getting a lot of changes. And that regeneration circulation tea is doing a wonderful job in helping hypertensive, like chronic hypertensive people. Sometimes that pressure tends to be a little stubborn.
Of course, definitely.
So it's helping really
good.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a really great product. Let me say good evening to Karel Debadine. She says good night, Dr. Batson and Miss Ramdan. Blessings. Miss Verna Klein, good afternoon to you. Trini Brit US. Good night, everyone. Tuning in from Florida. It's a pleasure to have you. Miss Mona Medina.
Good night.
Good night to you, my dear. Annette Robinson, good night to you. Honey Bay's in the house. She says, good night, darling. Yes, my dear, good night to you. I'm sorry this morning because of my very busy. All those questions we had to deal with, I didn't get to engage.
I met her sometime during this week gone. She came to our office and she called me on before I could even, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And of course, Cindy, she making sure and say hello to her friend, her mischievous friend, Cindy Lover. Always a pleasure to have you guys on the live. Miss Verna Klein said, should silver be used and is there a measurement to take it? Yes, it should be. I mean, I'm a huge advocate of colloidal silver. Huge. I live on that thing. I give my family it. It's a really great product. We carry one at Batson Associates called Silver with Mineral Formula. Excellent product because it helps in a number of dealing with a number of issues in the body, especially as it relates to immunity. I was touching on the virus that they have going, the amount of viruses we have going around. These viruses are not playing games. I tell them they're related. It's a cousin of COVID and COVID brother and somebody mixed together. You have influenza, you have diarrhea, you have so many things going on. So you need to be very, very, very careful with that. Check out our silver with mineral formula. We'll actually be getting back shortly in stock immune.
Oh, yes.
Some of those products that we had before, we're going to be starting resuming those, especially like December into January, God's willing. So the bromelain, for example, we're going to start back.
Yes,
Excellent product, enzyme formula.
Yes.
Really good product to help with a number of issues. We use that product to maintain cardiovascular health, to deal with high levels of inflammation. Men, we haven't forgotten you all. We have the prostate formula. We have women's formula. Very soon we'll actually be doing as well a prostate tea and a woman's tea.
A woman's tea.
And the reason why I'm doing those is because, we have so many challenges again with those issues.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Balance.
With persons who have serious issues associated with hormonal imbalance. So again, that's very, very important. Miss Elizabeth Mary, my dear, can hypertension cause ringing in the air or tinnitus? I believe it can in some instances because, again, circulation, and if you have pulmonary hypertension, you'll do some reading on pulmonary hypertension and it's going to really open your eyes because of how serious that is. So, yes, Miss Elizabeth Mary, it can be a contributory factor to it. It doesn't necessarily have to be the only factor that contributes to it, but definitely one of the factors that does that. Okay, Miss Rachel Ramcharan. Okay, always appreciate. She says, good night, Miss Ramdan, the most dedicated, hardworking consultant and the man of the hour, Dr. Batson. Lovely to see you both. Thank you so very much. Miss Frederica Joseph said, my question is, I took the Santulan on an empty stomach, but I'm not sure how long after taking it I should have a meal. Thank you. Okay, well, you should take Santulan on an empty stomach, and an empty stomach is either an hour before a meal or 2.5 hours after a meal. That is essentially what we would classify as an empty stomach. Okay? One of the things too as well, Honeybee asked a question quickly. She says, please touch on the benefits of the cerebral formula. Thanks. Yeah, that's our next product. Very good product. What that does, cerebral formula actually helps in assisting the body in concentration, memory. But what it does, because one of the ingredients protocols in that is actually used to treat children with ADDH, attention deficit hypertensive disorder. And that has children who have that, they have problems focusing, they have problems concentrating. So that's one of the things that the cerebral does. It also helps to improve blood circulation to the brain, which is very important. So persons who suffer from things like vascular dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson, and that's why I touched on hypertension this morning. Next week or throughout this week, I'm going to touch on circulation because I believe, again, that people continually have serious issues with poor blood circulation and they're not aware how terrible things are. Okay? So I touched on that for Honeybee. Keep in mind, too, our locations and telephone numbers. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That's Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. We also in Debe. Debe is the corner of Ramsamul Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe. And that telephone number for Debe, of course, is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. And that telephone number is 220-8113. That's 220-8113. And Tobago, we are coming to Tobago. Tobago, our dates for Tobago, we're coming to Tobago next week, please God. So sometime during the program, we're going to highlight those dates for you as regards to when we're coming to Tobago. All right.
Miss Sue Jeremiah is saying, excellent evening, Dr. Batson and Madam. Thank you. Do you have anything for someone has bleeding in the eye?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Bleeding in the eyes, or what is referred to as detached retina, or what is referred to as inflammation on the back of the eyes, blood pooling at the back of the eyes, is a situation where you have problems with circulation in the brain, poor circulation. So what it means with that situation with poor circulation, it means that the blood vessels are under strain, they starved. You remember, the persons who usually have this situation is persons who have problems with diabetes. So it means now that what you need to do is actually continue working on that circulation in the eyes. Eye Optics formula is definitely a product. The optimizer is also a product. Nerve Restore is also a very good product that we use as well. So there are a number of products that we carry at Batson Associates that address that particular situation.
Yes.
But Sue, one of the things too as well, she says also, may I open capsule and use it contents in water with the wheatgrass? Definitely. Because for example, Nerve Restore, when I take that product, I usually open my Nerve Restore and throw it. It's something I don't have any problem swallowing capsules, so I usually would throw some, throw it in there. So the thing is, with the mixtures that we normally give you, like for example, if you have the wheatgrass with the roots and the grass, because that's the one that we use, you have a with the root system, it has a cooling effect, whereas with the grass, it has a heating effect. So when you pull both of those together, you actually get a cooling effect or a more balanced product, and that in turn helps in bringing a lot of balance to the body. So that's something that you also need to pay very, very close attention to. Okay, Miss Leslie Ann.
Pontowski.
That good Pontowski. Yes, my dear. She says, pleasant good evening to Dr. Batson, the King Solomon of Natural and Integrated Medicine, and the beautiful Miss Ramdan. Thank you so very much for that. Miss Melissa Richards, good evening to you. Miss Felicia James says, good night. I'm getting a pain from my knee and my ankle in the day. My ankles do swell, and the next day it will go down and then swell up during the day again. That's definitely poor circulation. Poor circulation. The thing is, a lot of people have poor systemic circulation, which, as I shared before, systemic circulation is circulation below the heart. So it's vitally important in order to be healthy that one has to ensure that circulation there. Because what doctors normally do, they can actually do an ultrasound of the legs, which is a Doppler, to determine the extent of how the poor circulation or how poor your circulation is. The thing is, you may be early in the game with the poor circulation, because remember, like for example, the vein thrombosis, which is a situation where you actually have clotting in the legs. You could actually, because the thing is, why clots are so dangerous in the body is that clots move.
Yes.
And when clots move, when they go in different places, they can actually cause blockages. So it can actually go up to your lungs. Those are very dangerous ones, because you have serious problems associated with those. They can actually go very close to your heart as well. So that's why, at Batson Associates, we place so much emphasis on circulation and post circulation, because of how important circulation is and how dangerous it can be for you to end up with deep vein thrombosis. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of the times you're going to be placed on blood thinners, and I personally believe that doctors leave you on blood thinners for too long.
Yes.
Especially warfarin, Clexine, and those type of things. And those are things that you should not be taking for overly extended periods of time. I mean, if you are in an emergency situation, we understand and respect that. And that's one of the things I was saying this morning. As regards to the emergency, when the physical body requires attention, the physical body needs emergency. You ain't coming by Batson Associate or coming by us with no, you can't come by us for that.
Yes.
We are not emergency specialists. There are doctors in the hospital for that. But when you have come out of the emergency, Batson Associates is who you need to deal with in terms of making the correction, diet, ethics, proper nutrition, those type of things. Okay. Tassie Johnson says, pleasant good evening. What can someone use for heartburn? You want to take this, Ms. Rhonda?
Definitely. So heartburn, once you're having any issues of burning, acid reflux and heartburns is very, very similar.
Yeah, I believe, quite frankly, that's what it is.
Sometimes you might think is once you're getting a feeling in your chest, the first thing you think is heart.
Right.
Most of the time, it's not really heart. It's normally that acid, right? So we need to do some work to check out the gastrointestinal function and digestive system. Sometimes we may not eat on time. We might eat late. We miss our meals. We have a habit. We eat and drink simultaneously. Or a lot of us might eat while we drive in. Or we stand and eat. We need to pay close attention to that. My suggestion is you could pay us a visit. We can have the blood analysis done to confirm for sure, because we don't want to just guess that it's acid reflux, and it can be something of the heart or vice versa. But we can definitely give you some assistance with that.
Definitely. And you know the thing is, GERD, which is gastrointestinal reflux
Yes.
disease, is so a lot of persons have problems with the intestines. And one of the
Yes.
products we'll be stocking back up. So we have the stem cell digestive, but our digestive restore and digestive balance.
Yes.
Those, especially the digestive restore, is a product that has helped so many individuals. The
Yes.
digestive balance has also helped a number of persons in dealing with so many different issues in the body. So that, of course, is something that God's willing from we're going to have it in large amounts in the very near future, so that you will be able to maintain that. Gastro tea as well.
Yes.
That is a very, very good tea that helps significantly in dealing with poor gastrointestinal health. That is something that we carry at Batson and Associates. We actually help persons who want things like Nexium and various gastrointestinal or acid issues, and they have actually gotten some
they no longer using those things for years, like
Correct.
10, 15 years. They've been on these, acid tablets, but just soothing the area for a short period of time. And
Correct.
then, we need to be mindful of the things that we put into our gut.
Exactly. So definitely. We have a question from, well, I'll go to, we have any more here?
Yes, we have one more here. And this one is actually, I'm guessing, female. Dr. Batson, can polycystic ovaries prevent pregnancy? Do you have treatment for it?
Yes, we do have treatment. And yes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, depending on the severity of it, can cause problems with infertility. So can fibroids. So can things like endometriosis, adenomyosis, those type of things.
Definitely.
So again, what you have to pay attention, when you have endocrine problems, you end up having hormonal problems, because the endocrine system is, again, the system that is responsible for producing those hormones.
Yes.
The thing is, if you go back, and that's what I was saying this morning with the analogy that I give, as regards to a domino effect.
Yes.
So the thing is that when that first domino, which is the gastrointestinal imbalance, falls down, then everything else starts to go after that. Yeah, so it's basically a domino effect. So in anything as it relates to domino effects, you need to deal with the first domino that fell and not the last one.
Exactly.
Because all the other dominoes have to be the last one. You can't pick up the last one, right?
Can't.
So, and that in itself is one of the simplest ways to explain that it's vitally important for you to again look at the root cause of the problem. What's going on with your digestive system? Next year again, we're going to be doing a lot of work with digestion. I cannot wait for that office in Londonville to open. Mr. Abdul, I know you're waiting. You must be more anxious than myself. But we're going to get it done, God's willing. And that is actually one of the areas where we'll be focusing on a lot of gastrointestinal issues, So again, that is something to pay attention to. Look at or check out Santuland, which is our 7-channel detox. We have in stock. Keep in mind, by Monday, I believe all offices should have.
All office has.
Because I know someone said they went to DB or they called DB and DB didn't have. I think that may have been Friday or Thursday.
Yes, Saturday they got,
Saturday
they received, yes.
Good. So all offices have that Santuland, that 7-channel detox, which cleans and detoxifies kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. Okay. Let me keep reminding you guys that we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. And on TikTok, we are Batson and Associates. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates. I'm joined, of course, with the lovely Miss Karishma Ramdan, one of our senior consultants and blood microscopist, and she's one of the team. This morning, someone highlighted Mr. Rene Bustamante and the great work that he did.
Yes.
Also, Mr. Stefan Vialva and Mr. Green. So we continually get compliments for our consultants, and I thank God very much for that. And, I tell persons that, it's a system that we have in place.
Yes.
As regards, because Dr. Batson cannot see everyone.
Yes.
Believe me, I wish I could, but I cannot. And I'm not, the gray in the beard already. I'm trying my best. I mean, if the hair get gray, I'll leave it. But at the same time, we need to to really follow the system that we have in place.
Yes.
Our consultants are very well trained and retrained. I mean, we have a lot of things coming up again.
Yes,
And
yes.
so it's a matter in terms of diet ethics. And of course, Batson Associates is going to be doing a lot of work in terms of our nutritional protocols. So, you know, it's always better in our best and improving the situations that as regards to what we do at our clinics. You know, that's very
Yes, yes.
important. Okay, Ren Joseph says, good night. I've been working long hours on a PC since 2020. Now my vision is blurred. Bloating has suffered. No, my vision is blurred. I have bloating. Has suffered two pinched nerves from prolonged sitting, as per my doctor's advice. Can you provide any guidance? Definitely. Um, definitely. What I suggest you do, I honestly would suggest you do at least a consultation at some point in time, the blood analysis and the magnetic resonance analysis scan. And the reason for that is because you highlighted a number of challenges there that needs to be addressed from a holistic and a
Yes.
systemic perspective, right? The eye optics formula I know going to help with that. Eye drops, you know, really, really
Yes.
does well for us. In addition to that as well, one of the things that we have the ability to do is also help with your bones, your musculoskeletal system, help with your digestive system. So, you know, Ren, some of the things that you actually mentioned there would require some work. You know, the bloating, the digestive balance is also a product that you could look at. Hydration is everything. How much water are you drinking?
Yes.
At Batson Associates, we provide um, Alkagen water, which is a premium alkaline water that does so many things for the body
Yes.
as it relates to assisting individuals. So there are a number of things that you can do there, but I do suggest that if you are in a position to at least visit us or have a consultation, do that so that we can, of course, dot our I's and cross our T's based on the number of challenges that you have there. Because it seems that it's really bothering you.
Yes.
And I mean, those are serious concerns because, you know, one of the things I was telling persons is that a lot of the times, you know, because of work, we do what we need to do because we have to take care of ourselves, we have to take care of our family. But again, sometimes we neglect ourselves.
Yes.
And then the neglect is a little too long and then we end up in problems, right? So just like how you have to service your vehicle ever so often, service yourself.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Let me see. Miss Lesbian says, I'm using my Santulan and my skin looks amazing. And that's true, eh? You have gorgeous skin. You know, I
Yes.
always tell persons that with Santulan, the reason why Santulan is one of the top products that we carry at Batson Associates. One, Santulan is not a junior product. Santulan is one of the most senior products that we have at our organization, together with the Alkagen water. And that product has helped persons over the years. It is a well sought after product because of the ease of use as well as the effectiveness and efficiency of the
Yes.
product.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And Ren says it's getting worse with constant headaches as well. Ren, I strongly suggest you come and set up an appointment. Set up an appointment. We have open clinic days. I don't know where you're located. And then, of course, you know, we have those offices. We have Shagonas, which of course is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. DB, of course, is the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in DB. That telephone number for DB is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. Ren, what I suggest you do is make sure and test your blood pressure to make sure that that blood pressure is not becoming elevated and you don't know, and you know, it's causing serious damage to your eyes as well. So, you know, see if you could find some way to deal with that. Okay, Shabonas is closer. So do that and let's see how quickly we could get you back to the Ren that you want to be. Okay, Ren? I am
pressure medication.
Pressure.
So you see, correct.
Yeah. High blood pressure.
Yes.
Okay, let me just check in on our Instagram here. Keep in mind we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson Associates Trinidad. Okay, so we have a question here. Pollyanna asked the question, what can cause a person to have neck pains daily, mainly after waking up, other than sleeping in a badly. Of course, like sleeping bad, yeah, like lying down bad.
Yes.
The thing is, you're very welcome, Ren Joseph. The thing is, if you're getting neck pains and it has nothing to do with your posture or your positioning while sleeping, one of the things I tell persons, you have to be careful with pillows. Eh? Yeah, some people, you, you have to, because in some cases, some people, the pillow is too high. And if the pillow is too high, it causes problems with your cervical vertebrae. Remember, you have C1 to C7, then you have T1 to T12, which is a thoracic version. Then you have your lumbar, then you have that little piece there. Now, but you're also, as regards to the cervical vertebrae, a lot of persons, because of sitting down long, and some persons in terms of their phone, you see how you have your phone and you're like this. What that does is eventually causes problems in the back there.
Yes.
So you should do some sort of exercises. You could actually go on YouTube and look. There are exercises that you can actually do to help the cervical vertebrae. And of course, there are things that we carry at Batson and Associates that improve circulation in general. So that's also something that you need to pay, again, very close attention to.
Definitely. So I think that we'll go ahead and give the dates for Tobago.
Good.
So as Dr. Batson says, Tobago, we have not forgotten you. We are here now this month, and we will be coming for a little long time.
A little long time.
It's a long time compared to, Dr. Batson would usually come for a
like
day
2
or
days.
He's giving you all, so he's giving you all a week. But how it's going to be scheduled is that we will be coming from the 14th, so you can take note, the 14th of November to the 23rd of November. So that is more than a week. But as Dr. Batson suggests, that if you need to have your blood analysis done, which I would recommend that before you see him, that you get your blood analysis done. Yours truly, I will be there doing all the blood analysis testing together with some of our colleagues as well, because Tobago office is nice, and we have more clients which haven't seen us in a while. We'll have a lot of people there. So you could come on and get your blood analysis done first.
Right.
And Dr. Batson will be doing the review. So when Dr. Batson comes, and if you want to do your blood analysis, we will not be doing any blood analysis because we have specific days that we're going to do those testings.
Correct.
So he can facilitate people who needs to get their review done.
Yeah.
All right, so you can look out. It will be posted on our social media pages from tomorrow to let you all know. You can call the Tobago office and speak to Latoya at 312-4248, which is also a WhatsApp. So you can WhatsApp, which might be easier. Or you can call 226-4553 to make your appointments, to book your name, because trust me, it's going to be a lot of you that would like to see Dr. Batson. So we want to facilitate a smooth, nice, and we don't want to have you waiting very long as well. So we're going over the limit for you all, even if it takes us tonight. We're doing this for you all. Because Tobago is very, very close to us, and they are our clients, and we haven't forgotten you all.
Yeah, definitely. And let me just say, with Tobago, as Ms. Ramdan said, just to reiterate, we have not forgotten you. We never forgot you. But it's just that we had a lot of things that we deal in, because we essentially, we have 4 offices, soon 5.
Yes.
And we have a lot of international clients. And expansion is taking place. Of course, we have to dot our I's and cross our T's. There are a number of things that we have to do to ensure that we give you the service that you deserve. Okay, so Tobago, we're going to play catch up. If it's one thing, we catch up very quickly. Yeah?
Yes.
Right, so that's something that, so Tobago, we are coming. Make sure and call those telephone numbers. That number again is 226-4553. That's 226-4553, as well as 312-4248. Again, that's 312-4248. So you have to make your appointments to have the blood analysis done. The thing is, I do not do blood analysis again. And the reason for that, of course, is because I operate from a consultant level. It's not like I cannot do it.
Yes.
And I do keep things to sharpen keep my tools or my brain working properly as regards to that part of my work. Is something I love to do. I love looking at blood samples.
Yes.
Believe me, it really helps us. When we did the symposium, Mr. Vialva and myself, we had gotten some excellent samples, and that sort of wake up my memory as regards
I was looking on, and there was
So it's very important that we do do that for you. So to be able to keep that in mind. Of course, this is not the only time we're going to be coming, and with the office, we have done some changes as regards to, persons being there and that kind of thing. So, we're going to reach the point for consistency, because that's what you guys need over there.
Yes.
And that is what we're going to do. So we have not forgotten you. As regards to myocarditis, that is actually inflammation of the heart muscle. And that is normally caused by a number of things. Hypertension could cause it. Serious stress, because if you have a very elevated cortisol levels in the body, cortisol is actually the stress hormone in the body, and excessive levels of cortisol could actually cause serious problems as it relates to, to cardiovascular health. As regards to what we use, there are a number of things that we carry at Batson Associates. I'm a huge advocate of L-arginine.
Yes.
But of course brand specific as well, because there are certain ones that I just don't use.
Yes.
At Batson Associates, we are very brand specific as regards to what we use, and the reason for that, Mr. Ramdan could be us out here, having been with us for almost 10 years. The Equilibrium brand is an excellent brand. We also carry some other brands as well as regards to, potency and efficacy, to assist individuals with that. So definitely that's something. Nerve Restore is also going to help, because Nerve Restore has serious adaptogenic properties associated with it. So that's something that you would also look as well. The circulation regeneration tea as well.
Yes.
That regeneration circulation tea. And why that tea was called regeneration is literally regenerates the circulatory system in the body. Miss Cindy Hoyt, the lovely Cindy Hoyt, she says good night, Doc, and Miss Ramdan and team. And everybody locked on. I'm late for school tonight. Blame it on the year, because I know daylight saving time actually started. Yeah, so Cindy, we have forgotten you. And Honeybee, of course, gave her the reminder. So you always two peas in a pod. Trouble, and more trouble, right?
Yes.
So always a pleasure to have you on our live. That is Mr. Michael that asked the question about the myocarditis.
Yes.
So that's something that you could get some information on. Miss Jennifer Valentine, my darling.
Good night.
A pleasant good evening to you. I owe Miss Valentine a call. Miss Valentine, I have not forgotten you, my dear. I will give you a call next week, please God. In addition to that as well, keep in mind, as we discussed this morning with the blood pressure situation, make sure and check your numbers. Make sure and keep, because this kidney problem. Look, Mr. Ramdan is sitting down right here. Mr. Ramdan, how much kidney patients we dealing with right now? A lot.
I can testify to this. I dealt with one on Saturday who came for her review.
Right.
And this individual right now, as you know, with kidney problems and cancer, we only know when it is stage 4 or stage 5. Very rare you would find 2 or 1, it's not to say that we don't get it.
Right.
This client she is right now stage 5.
Whoa.
So that EGFR would have been really low. And her ESR was 103, I believe. And she started the program with us a couple in April.
Right.
And she redid her full bloods for me. And the ESR actually came down to 70, in that short space of time, And
how much was it?
103.
Whoa.
It was really high, and an ESR normally is supposed to be like between 0 to
20. Correct. And one of the things I always tell persons is that once the ESR is very high, your likelihood of having cancer is significantly increased, because they said that, and that's scientifically proven with high levels of that influence. And that's why we always tell persons inflammatory response, inflammation is the root cause of all disease. Right, so you saw that was an excellent piece. I remember there was someone that we dealt with. They weren't as bad as 100 and something, but there was someone who there are numerous instances where we had clients who came to us with those problems, and when they went back, they saw significant improvement.
It's amazing. And she had problems with high blood pressure. Over 180, over 101, and those readings started to decrease so nicely, because normally we would have them test and record it for us so we can gauge your progress, because we love to work with figures. As well as the blood sugar. The blood sugar was in 300 range, 400. Whoa. It's 115, 104, and those are things that we see, she has them recorded, you know.
Right.
I think that we do an excellent job in nutrition, Dr. Batson, when it
Yeah.
comes to kidney, especially
Yeah,
because,
we-
you know, our kidney diet is
Mhm.
really, really good
Yeah,
over the board.
Let me see.
So,
Yes, and let me say thank you very much to
Yes.
Ms. Ramdan. She was one of the
Yes.
persons, as well as Mr.
Mr.
Vialba,
Vialba and I
that
work
worked,
together.
you know, to successfully bring that. And of course, we have additional protocols. We have so
Yes,
much to
yes.
do. You know,
Yes.
someone was telling me, I was actually talking to Dr. Budu today.
All right.
Yeah, I actually
Dr. Budu.
I carried my mom there after the program today.
Right, yes.
I carried her because she had a little challenge, and of course I always go to him to deal with that. And you know,
Yes.
we were having a conversation, and one of the things he was saying, he said, Dr. Batson, you know, there are a lot of sick people, so much people sick. I said, Dr. Pulu, who you telling? I know that.
Yes.
Yeah, and the thing is, what we need to do, Trinidad and Tobago, the listeners on all of the platforms, you know, you really need to take better care of yourself. You really, really, you mean, you know, one of the things I said this morning, and I was very honest with you guys, and that's why I did that program. I always do programs from my heart, but that was a special program for me this morning because of this week. Since I've been in practice for years, this has been one of the worst weeks in terms of the degree of sickness that I had to deal with. And I mean, it wasn't,
Yes.
that mentally can get to you. And one of the things I say is, you know, as practitioners of integrative medicine, we are trained to bring back our balance with
Yes,
energy and that
yes,
type of
yes.
thing. You know, so I wouldn't feel bad
Yes.
for long.
No.
But I was concerned that so many persons, I mean, because this week I worked, I was in Shogunas, I was in St. James, and then I worked Shogunas on
Yes,
Saturday
yes,
again.
yes.
So that was 3 days I worked
Yes.
this week. And the thing is, the volume and the severity of the sicknesses, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, I had a lot of kidney patients. I had a lot of persons with blood pressure. I had somebody who's younger than me. I'm 44 years, younger than me. And they already have serious challenges, to the point they biologically, that person's chronologically is maybe about, about 4 years my junior. And biologically, that person is about 5 times the age. It was atrocious. It was really, really heart-wrenching to see somebody so young, so sick,
Yes.
and don't understand why what is. I was say, you are dying, you are killing yourself.
Yes.
It's just a matter of time before you get a massive stroke and fall down and die.
Yes.
So people have to understand when you get strokes. Let me tell you something, and I always explain this to people, Ms. Ramdad. You do not get strokes just like that.
No.
You do not get heart attacks just like that. Some of us are very delinquent, plain talk bad manners. Some of us are misled. Some of us are misinformed. And that's why I tell persons I'm not in the politics and medicine. I really don't have time for that nonsense. You know, I am about dietetics, I'm about nutrition, I'm about treating the body from the root cause and actually dealing with. And that is why we get the results that we get. Batson and Associates don't get the results that we get accidentally. You know, that's why I'm not in argument with anybody. My job is to get you better and educate you and help you in such a way that you know how not only to take care of yourself, but also to take care of your family. Because we have too many children. These children walking around are too fat.
Yes.
They are the thing is everybody, you know, you might think, you know, Christmas coming, but we have our levels of adolescent obesity is alarming in this place. Our levels of adolescent diabetes is frightening.
Yes.
The amputees that we have in this country, a lot of people losing limbs, the toe. You can imagine you have your good toe, but you can't wear no outside shoes again. You can't wear no.
Yes.
No. And the thing is, it is so. The thing is, when you're not well, it is not a nice thing. I personally
Yes.
do not like to be sick.
No.
If I'm sick, I get depressed. I'm telling you, because I cannot function. I cannot do my day-to-day duties. I cannot function. I cannot read. I cannot research. I can't go outside and in the garden. What am I gonna do? Watch the wall, watch the ceiling, and go mad.
It's not a nice feeling.
It's not a nice feeling.
Dr. Batson, I've been working with you for so long, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you the last time, as the old people say, that I've gotten sick.
Amen.
You know, like
Mhm.
I try, because you know, we're talking about helping people. You know, we have to take care of ourselves.
Definitely.
I tell my clients
Definitely.
that work don't die.
No, they don't.
We die. So we need to take proper care of ourselves. The work will always be there. You can schedule, you could change, you could rotate. You need to take care of yourself.
Definitely.
And a lot of people, they focus on their job, they focus on chores, put down the broom, put down the mop, take care of yourself. Take that little few minutes for yourself.
Take a
Because
little
nobody will
cleanse.
love you more than you.
Correct.
Your mom, dad, husband, yes, they love you. But nobody would love you much more than you. You have to take care of you.
Definitely.
For sure.
And it's about the factual aspect of taking better care of yourself. You feel the difference.
Yes.
You have elevated hypertension. And the thing is, and one of the things I was telling persons, you cannot over consume meat. If you give someone a chance, or you'll eat people too. That is too much meat. That nitrogenous space, that protein. When you see the same protein in your blood and protein in your urine, why do you think that is happening? It already shows that your kidneys are significantly affected. And as I said this morning, 2 organs in your body you don't play with is your eye and your kidneys. They are the most unforgiving organs in the body. Yeah, our liver we could still work on our liver. Our liver could take some licks. Your intestines could take some pressure. But you think your heart could take something. But you see your kidneys? No.
I love this thing that you always say, Dr. Batson. My song a little funny, but you always say that you have to really form the fool in order for your kidneys to go. Like you're not doing something. You can't be eating vegetables and you have kidney problem.
True.
No.
You can't be exercising.
No.
Kidney patients are usually persons who have severe high blood pressure. Severe. I said that this morning and I was not exaggerating. And one of the problems that we have, which is why I told persons to go and invest in a machine. A blood pressure machine is not $1 million. No. Go and buy one. If you need to save every week to get one, get it. Because you're not doing anybody else a favor but yourself. Do not play games with blood pressure. Blood pressure is not your friend. And hypertension is such a volatile thing. I've seen this. I don't know if you remember this, Ms. Ramdan. There was a point in time that we had a client who came to us. And she came to us for temporary blindness. That's what we helped her with. And she regained her sight. But the reason why she went blind is because the blood pressure was so elevated in the night that she ended up in serious problems.
And she thought that she could never see again.
Exactly.
She was really heartbroken.
She was really heartbroken.
I remember that.
Yeah. And that is, and listen to me, that is a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
It is a regular occurrence. So please, Trinidad and Tobago, and the listeners regionally, internationally, mind all your business. So keep in mind again, internationally, if you want to have a consultation, you want to get the products and services of Batson Associates very, very soon. I don't want to say too much, but we're going to have all our I's and all our T's, I's dot T's crossed as regards to our international shipping and that type of thing. We're very, very close to the finish line as regards to that. Miss Colt, is it? She says, pleasant good evening, Dr. Batson. A little bit about my situation. I had glaucoma situation, which a small object was placed in the eye. Yeah, I know what that is. That's something called a shunt, right? Was placed in the eye and the cataract surgery in my right eye. I have cataract in my left eye now. I don't want to do any more surgery. Is there any advice you can give to lessen the amount of drops I'm currently using? I'm currently using 3 eye drops in both eyes. Kubigan, the Travopress, and the Zol. That's Dorozolamide. Okay, but yeah, that's a lot of medication, boy. What I would suggest you have to do again, I don't know if you do suffer from hypertension. Definitely you have a circulation problems that needs to be addressed, especially in the cerebral hemisphere. What I would suggest are the Eye Optics formula is a product that we use, and we carry a number of vitamins for eyes. We're actually going to be topping up those as well. So we have the IT, we also have the Optimizer, we have the Nerve Restore Cerebral is also a product that helps. The bilberry is also a product that is the organic bilberry that we carry, and that's a high strength, high concentration product. That is a product we have to get back, because everybody who used that product got really, really good results with it. So again, that's something that you could reach out to us and we would assist you with. So again, it's very, very important to pay attention to those things. Keep in mind again our Tobago dates and telephone numbers. So Ms. Ramba, you could just give the telephone numbers.
Yes, for sure. So for Tobago, we have 312-4248. That's also a WhatsApp number that you can WhatsApp us as well. And another contact, it's 226-4553. The dates are from the 14th of November. So that is the day right after Diwali that we're going to be coming up. From the 14th to the 23rd of November. So mark your calendars. Come see us, Dr. Batson, myself, get your blood analysis done. And you'll be seeing us a little more frequent, myself and the other consultants together with Dr. Batson. So you could come get your products. Tobago has Santulan and everything, we're trying our utmost best to make sure that we have everything placed properly to facilitate you well. Not forgetting our star product for the month of November, Dr. Batson. It's our prostate support.
Yes.
For those men, are you having problems urinating? Are you getting any burning? Are you getting any stopping? Are you getting any dripping at the end? All these are slight indication for prostate problems. Have you ever done a PSA test or a prostate ultrasound? Men tend to be very, very scared and, to do those things. I've dealt with many, many gentlemen and in the age of 40s, 50s, and they have never done a prostate exam. They try to tell a person to check their prostate at age 35. I think you need to go way earlier than that.
Yeah. Just this week I was saying that.
So.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at the notes that Ms. Marshall sent for me here.
Yes.
So as regards to Tobago, so let me just highlight this again to you. Our consultant, which is Ms. Ramdan, will be in Tobago from Tuesday the 14th to Saturday the 18th.
Yes.
So that's Tuesday the 14th to Saturday the 18th. And yes, we are opening on Saturday to accommodate our clients.
Yes.
In fact, the thing is, Tobago office, when we dot our I's and cross our T's, that office will be opening on a Saturday. Monday to Saturday, right? I am going to be in Tobago from Monday the 20th to Friday the 24th. God's willing, I will be in Tobago. So that's Monday 20th to Friday the 24th of this month. Miss, all the blood analysis is going to be done on that week. And then when I come, it will just be consultations, revisits, review. That's all that I am going to be doing. Okay? Keep in mind as well that the consultant would the consultant would actually conduct the test. She can do consultations, everything. But as regards for myself, it will be review, revisit, consultation. Okay. Of course, one of the things that we're going to be doing again too, as Mr. Ramdan mentioned, there is a number of tests, ensuring that everything goes well with you guys, that kind of thing. Let me see. There's a question that we got here as regards to Miss Marcia Mendoza. She said, "Good night. Can I use eye optics for blurred vision and on my mother, 87, who has a cataract?" Yes, you can. But let me tell you something. That's one of the safest eye drops in have. We never have enough of that product, right? And that is something that again we have some serious plans, God's willing, that going to be executed. God's willing to ensure that we get what we need to get. Miss Janice Pascal said, "Good night, Dr. Batson and Mr. Ramdan. Santulan has an expiry date." In all honesty, yes, everything should have an expiry date. However, that product, I'll be honest, there was a pack of Santulan that I had for like about 5 years.
Yes, Dr.
It was in a drawer. But Mr. Ramdan know I should laugh with it. And the thing is, I used it. It was good because remember that product, one, it is sealed, it is in plastic, it is in an envelope, so that product doesn't really spoil. So exactly, that's what I want to say. Organic products, herbs and those type of things, because of how that is that tea bag. Teas don't really expire, in all honesty, They might lose a little bit, but and with Santulan, I actually find the Santulan work quite well. It's just like you may have it in the refrigerator. I tell people, once your refrigerator working good and you have Santulan in your refrigerator, the most the Santulan you might get a little thick, but it is not spoiled. That product works. So that is something that you should again pay very close attention to.
It's safe to do it. It's safe to use. So for those office numbers again, our Chaguanas branch, and that office is located on the first floor of the Money Talks building in Chaguanas. The contact is 222-8261. No one is there now, but tomorrow please go on. They will return your call, your messages from this morning's and tonight's program that we had. Debe office is the corner of Ramsamud Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe. The contact for that branch is 7515. That's 223-7515. And for St. James branch, for those of you all on the western side, that's inside Red Edge Mall on the Western Main Road, St. James. The number for that office is 220-8113. And not forgetting our Tobago branch, which is in the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. The contact for that office is 226-4553. As you're talking about prostate as well for men, that prostate support is on discounted price.
Yeah.
For this month of November, Dr. Batson, it continues to, help our clients. We know that our pockets are not, so we try to facilitate everyone. And we also have that senior package as well, too, that you can take advantage of.
Yeah,
that we still keeping it going, maybe until the end of the year, we can keep it running. And God spare life in the new year, we could look at bringing back that special, that 2-for-1 special that we had. So you can look out for those new promotion coming.
Excellent, excellent. Miss Cindy Hoyt, yes, you couldn't get enough eye optics in September. Yeah, we're gonna ship some for you, my dear. Right. Keep in mind too as well. Ms. Vidya Abdul, she says this morning we spoke about the benefits of the gelatin and the CMOS. In terms of the time, you could use that in the morning. So well, on an empty stomach, and remember, empty stomach is either an hour before, 2.5 hours after a meal. So you can actually use it in the morning, first thing, if you want, or anywhere in that vicinity, maybe like about 11 o'clock. So between your breakfast and lunch, that type of thing. All right. Miss Luan called, says, I don't have hypertension. Also, someone is bringing Optic Plus for me. What can I expect from the use of the product? Do I stop using the 3 drops and use yours only? No. What you will do, Miss Colt, you said someone is bringing it for you. So I get the impression that you're not in Trinidad.
Yes.
What I suggest you do is, because of the amount, those eye drops that you're using, I suggest you reach out to us.
Yeah.
Via let us at least do a consultation with you, some kind of review, so that we could dot our I's and cross our T's, because a lot of times we would not stop you obviously from using the eye drop, but what you'll have to do, you could use the eye drop in conjunction with ours, and you use it either an hour before or hour after the eye drops. That's very important. But there are some other questions that we're going to have to ask as regards to, especially the eye that you have. You would have most likely put a shunt in.
Yes.
You say that there's a device. I know it's usually a shunt. I don't know if, as I said, if you're in Trinidad here, or if it's in the US, if they call it something differently, but that's what I know it as. That's where they actually put something like a downpipe in the eye, and that's actually to catch the extra fluid, and it drains to the back of the eyes. I don't know if that is what it does, and I don't know if you have any vision in that eye as a result of what was done. So you could, we need to get some more information. You live in New York. Okay, good, no problem.
WhatsApp, we can talk through there just to get some information.
Yes.
Because I'm sure it would not be just the eye drops alone that we would recommend, especially in a case like this.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, guys. So again, it's always a pleasure. I mean, the time was a little short, but of course we were able to facilitate you despite our very, very busy schedule. So as usual, it's always a pleasure to be in your company. Keep in mind our telephone numbers and locations. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chaguanas. That telephone number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Debe is the corner of Ramsey Boat Trace and the SS Earring Main Road in Debe. Remember, we always have our open clinic days. If you're a walk-in, just ensure that you fast for 2 hours and someone will be able to facilitate you. That telephone number for Debe is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That number for St. James is 220-8113. 220-8113. And of course, Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number for Tobago,
it's 226-4553. That's 226-4553. And our WhatsApp number for Tobago is 312-4248. And Miss Marcia Mendoza is asking, can I use the Optics Plus being hypertensive, and do you have in stock? Yes, you can. And we do have in stock.
We do have in stock. Keep in mind Tobago again. our consultants. So blood analysis, all the testing, those type of things, and consultation could take place. Ms. Ramdan, God's willing, will be there from the 14th to the 18th. And yours truly, Dr. Batson, is going to be there from the 20th to the 24th. Okay, so Tobago, we have you covered. Of course, you'll be seeing us more in terms of our advertising over there, that type of thing. But we're ready to rumble, literally. Yes. God's willing. And, all in God's time. As I always tell people that. Yes. Right? So, as usual, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive,
try sickness.
And if you think education is expensive,
try ignorance.
Dion Bottis, he says, very good program. Thank you so very much.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Miss Elizabeth Mary says, thank you, Dr. Batson. We appreciate you. And all your associates so very much. This platform provides us with so much valuable information and inspiration. Please keep yourself well too. Thank you so very much. Miss Elizabeth Mary says, thank you very much, Miss Karishma Ramdan, for tonight again, and always Shakil. Yes, let us say thank you very much to Shakil, who is always the man of the hour, the technical fella, making sure that everything is done. Yes. Miss Maureen Tull says, have a blessed night. Cindy Hoyt says, thank you, much appreciated your commitment to teaching us about our health. You're very welcome. Again, keep in mind, we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. And on TikTok, we are Batson and Associates. Let me just quickly say a pleasant good night to Miss Jennifer Valentine. She says, Doc, what time should someone drink prostate tea? You could drink prostate tea anytime in the day. The good thing about prostate tea and a lot of the teas that we carry, the caffeine content is low. So even if you're drinking in the night, it doesn't cause problems with sleep. It's only teas like oolong and those teas that, may have a little higher, the green tea. You try and drink like maybe before 2 p.m.
Yes.
But generally, you could drink tea any time. Okay. Yes. Shaki, you're gonna
the giveaway.
Oh, wait, you come to talk about giveaway now, Shaki. You looking to get some links? We're gonna deal with that in due time. But of course, we're going to ensure that, because we actually have to dot our I's and cross our T's with some stuff that we're doing for marketing. Ms. Ramdan, so right. So it's not like, so thank you for the reminder. So it's not like a thing, but I didn't want to say it because we have to, put exactly what is what and that type of thing. Remember that product of the month and check us out. And of course, things like Santulan, Alkagen water, Nerve Restore, remember, make it a date. Don't be late. So take care, guys. God bless. And do enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Be safe next week. Watch how you drive. Take care of yourself. Make sure you put some greens in that diet. Drink some water. And, eat well. Take care of yourself. God bless. And enjoy the rest of your evening.